Hello, everyone. Happy
Hey guys.
Friday. And welcome to the second day of a Cut Above Summit. And I am so excited that today we have Brenda Lambert from Silhouette Success with us. Say that 3 times fast. And in
New
just a second,
challenge
I'm going to
unlocked.
yeah, exactly. So I am going to let Brenda introduce herself, but in just a minute. But I just want to say welcome to all of you that are watching and that are participating in the summit. The classes are going really, really well. And Lori had a great comment. If you are not signed up, right there across the ticker in the bottom, you can see where you can get your free tickets. And I'm just going to say we have people here, Pam from Southern California. We have Karen from Las Vegas. I've got our West Coast folks here. And Michigan, is it getting cold there yet?
It's kind of cold, yeah.
Brenda lives in Michigan too. Yeah, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm from Florida. So it's still hot here. But Rocky Mountains of Colorado and Indiana. And Mickey says, yes, it's starting to get cold. So we've got, another Indiana. Indianan? Do you say it like that? I don't know. So, but welcome everyone. I'm so excited that you decided to join us. And today we're going to be talking, like I said, with Brenda from Silhouette Success. So Brenda, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your business, about what you do and how you got here. So,
okay, before I get into all that, I definitely want to say thank you for hosting. You are doing an amazing job. And the amount of work that goes into hosting a summit, a conference is crazy. Not only have you wrangled all of these creative minds into one space, but you've uploaded videos, scheduled classes, created social media content to get the word out. So it's a lot of work and it is much appreciated. If we can throw some hearts in the comments and some thank you, Terry's, that would be great. If you've been around a while, you know that Terry used to do the All Things Silhouette conference. And I was super excited to hear that things were expanding this year to include all kinds of crafty machines. Anytime we get a chance to welcome new people into the community, it's just awesome because there's more knowledge, everyone is so uplifting and helpful almost all of the time. So more people, more better. I love it.
Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. It is a lot of work, I'm not going to lie. And I've got a lot to learn. And I've learned a lot doing this summit format this time. But it's worth it to me. It's worth it to see people come together, to see people learn. And it's extremely rewarding. So I enjoy it and we'll do it again. So, but thanks.
So I've been working with Terry actually since August of 2021. I ran a Cricut for a few years. I was a vendor selling at craft shows and taking in orders and all of the things. And back then, Cricut had a lot of issues with their software crashing. I don't know if they fixed it since or not. But anyway, I was in a panic. I had orders to get out. Software wasn't working. I couldn't run my machine. It was a whole fiasco. I ran to the store, bought a Cameo 4, downloaded the software, and I've kind of been hooked ever since. I actually love the software so much that I decided to go from selling at vendor shows to teaching the software. And so I took Terry's instructor licensing course, and I've pretty much been creating community ever since. I have over 200 videos, instructional videos over on YouTube. And there's like over 20,000 subscribers over there, which is amazing to me. And then daily tips and tricks over on Facebook, and both the page and the group have right around 8,000 followers / members. But the thing to me is how much everybody just jumps in to help one another. And the amount of creativity in the community is astounding. I have created a few mini courses and workbooks and that type of thing. Those are all over on my teaching site. But again, the thing that I enjoy most is just everybody coming together and discussing new projects, helping through each other with different issues. And I think that's why I'm so excited about bringing other
Yeah,
into the circle, because it does give everyone a chance to expand their community.
right.
And
Absolutely.
so one thing I didn't know when I was using Cricut and decided to ditch it and go completely to Silhouette is that Silhouette Studio can be used to design for other machines. So
Correct.
I ditched everything Cricut, right? I ditched the machine, I ditched the software, all of it. And I didn't really have an issue with the machine. It worked fine. But not knowing, I ran out and bought the Silhouette machine, and I don't regret it. I'm just saying I didn't have to at that time, and I wasn't aware of that. But with Silhouette Studio Business Edition, you can actually design in the software and then export it and run it through your machine through whatever proprietary software you're using. So,
Let me just jump in here a minute, Brenda, because I agree with you. Everybody knows, if you don't know me, I have been a Silhouette girl for a long time. However, I have been exposed and have other machines exposed to and have other machines like Juliet. I had a Cricut at one time. And we're not saying anything against any of those machines, but you have to decide what one works best for you. Um,
yes.
I agree 100% with Brenda about Silhouette Studio. Now, there's a lot of great softwares out there. But with the Silhouette Studio Business Edition, you can create and then download in a multiple variety of formats. SVG being the most important one, because then if you are using a Cricut or a Juliet or a Brother Scan and Cut, with an SVG format, you can load those designs into your machine and cut on your own machine and create the same projects. That's why with the Summit, all of the files are in SVG format so that they would be applicable for all machines. Now, there is the little caveat that you do have to have the Silhouette Studio Business Edition. Silhouette Studio is free. You can download the basic edition free from the Silhouette Silhouette America site. It's not a trial. It's totally free, but it is the basic free edition. Now, normally the upgrade, first of all, let me tell you about the upgrade. The upgrade gives you a lot of different features. In addition to being able to export, there are other features, and we won't get into all of that right now, maybe in a minute. But in addition to in being able to export in multiple formats, you can also import in multiple formats. So for me, I come from a machine embroidery background. That's my background and how I got started with Silhouette, because I wanted to use a cutter to cut my machine embroidery appliques. And way back in the day when I first started, there was no rotary blade. There was no, I had to do a workaround in order to cut my machine embroidery appliques, but I made it work. But over the years, Silhouette Studio has evolved, and with the business edition, you can even import embroidery designs into your software. So then I'm able to get the portion for the applique and cut the fabric. So normally that upgrade is $100. Now, it is a one-time, lifetime purchase. It's not a subscription. It's not an annual thing. You buy it one time, and then you can use it on 3 computers. Sometimes I think there's some confusion with that. Like I said, normally it's $100, but I wanted to share with you all, and this link is in the comments if you're interested. Crafter Cuts, who I am an affiliate with, has the upgrade to Silhouette Studio Business Edition from the free edition for $39.99. You guys, that is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and it is a bargain. And if nothing else, just to be able to export in SVG or import SVG, because if you have the free edition, you can't import SVG. So for example, one of the attendees in the summit said she had the free edition of Silhouette and she wasn't able to use these SVG files. So we helped her out, but I encouraged her to purchase for $39 this upgrade. So that being said, well, if you are, Deborah said she already has it, which is great. You don't need it again. Once you've got it, and it's good for life. And then the other great thing about Silhouette with their software is they upgrade update. Gotta kind of, there's updates and upgrades. The upgrades are free. No, I get it wrong. The upgrade, this one is $39.99. The updates are free. So you can go from version 2. We're currently at 5.0 I don't know, something version 5. And that is all free. So once you have your Silhouette America software, Silhouette Studio software, you can do that. All right. So I've rambled on too long, I think, about this, but I just wanted you to know, no matter what machine you're working with, you can use Silhouette Studio. So if you're interested, this link is in the download, in the comment section right under the video, and you can purchase this for $39. So that's all. Just wanted to share that with you. I believe that Silhouette Studio is an extremely powerful software. It's kind of like a mini version of Adobe Illustrator. Not completely. Adobe Illustrator is a much more powerful software, but it's also much more expensive. So I believe that Silhouette, I always say that Silhouette gives you the cutter for free and you're paying the price for their amazing software. That's just my opinion. So
that is an absolutely amazing deal on the software upgrade. And if you're not running Business Edition, you really do, I think, need to upgrade. There are so many more features and tools available in the paid edition as compared to the basic. Now, don't get me wrong, in the basic edition, you can still do a ton of stuff. And if you're running a different machine, whether it's Caesar or Brother Scan and Cut, even a laser engraver, I would highly recommend that you just go download the free version to start with and give it a try and see what it can do. And if it's something that feels intuitive to you, if you enjoy creating your own designs in the software, then you can decide to upgrade. But at $39, I don't know how long that's going to last, but I would not wait too long, because that's an amazing deal. And like Terry said, it's not a subscription. This is a one-time thing. You pay it and you can use it forever, and totally worth the upgrade just by being able to export your own designs. Now, I use Creative Fabrica a lot. Shout out to Creative Fabrica. They're my favorite. Of course, you can get designs from, the design store or Etsy. There are a ton of places you can get your own designs, but I think it's such a good feeling to create your own masterpiece and bring it to life. And I think Silhouette makes it a lot easier for you to get to that creative mindset with their software.
And we have a question, and it's not naive at all. She said, can I use the Business Edition with other machines? Absolutely.
Okay, so here's the thing. You can't run your Cricut with Silhouette Studio. You do have to use the proprietary software. However, you can do all of your designing in Silhouette Studio. So you get everything ready to go. You have all your cuts set, whatever size, just the way you want it. And then all you have to do is save as an SVG, then import it into Design Space, and then send it to the machine through Design Space. Now, I use an X-Tool laser engraver a lot, and I always design in Silhouette Studio, save it as an SVG, and then import that into the X-Tool Creative Space, because I'm not used to working in their software. I get in there, nothing looks familiar, I'm lost. So I create everything in Silhouette Studio, save it, import it. Everything is just as it should be. I go ahead, set my settings up in the Xtool creative space, and it's good to go. So
Yeah,
you do have to use the proprietary software that goes along with your machine, but as far as designing and creating, everything can be done in Studio.
Yeah, you cannot use it to run your machine, just like you can't use Cricut software to run a Silhouette machine. All of those are proprietary. So, right, that's exactly what Sharon was saying. You can only use Cricut Design Space to cut from your Cricut, but you can use Silhouette and import the SVG into Cricut Design Space, or a Juliet, or a Scan and Cut, or a laser. And so I'm trying to figure out how I can bring up a Silhouette Studio here in the live stream. Let me work on that a minute. But before I do, are there any questions about the Silhouette software and how you can use it, and designing and features that are in it? Oh, I do want to say you do not have to be online. It is an independent software, and you don't have to be online to use it. So anyway, just throwing that out there.
Now to go along with that, it is not online based. However, you need to make sure that your computer has enough power to actually run it. I think that's one of the things we get a lot with people coming in is they're on a Chromebook or their computer specs aren't high enough. And I think recently with technology upgrading day after day, it's almost constant that most computers nowadays do just come with enough specs to run it. You're looking at the processor speed and the RAM, and there's a list of minimum requirements on the website. Do you know what they are off the top of your head?
No, I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but there it does say system requirements on the Silhouette America website. And Brenda's right. Most computers are now coming with enough, I don't know what you call it, but features, enough requirements to run Silhouette Studio, but you cannot use the full program on an iPad or a Chromebook. It needs to be on a computer. Now, there is a new software, and we're not going to get into all of this today, but it is Silhouette Web, which is a web-based software. It doesn't have quite all the features of Silhouette Studio, but you can do some designing and whatnot on the go. But anyway, yes, you just want to make sure that your computer has the right speed and RAM so that you can run the software. So Lindsay says she watches your videos, Brenda, online. Brenda does a great job. And she's been creating images in AI and then importing them into Silhouette Studio. Yep, that's a great thing. And in my class tomorrow, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. We're going to turn those AI images into stickers. Now, I show you how to do it with and without Silhouette Studio. You can do it both ways, but it's much quicker because you can, most of the AI will save your images that you create in PNG format. So with Business Edition, you can bring PNG designs into Silhouette Studio and create cut files with them. Now, like I said, I show you in my class how to do it with other softwares, but because I wanted everybody to be able to do it, whether they had Silhouette Studio or not. But it is multiple steps, whereas with Silhouette, it's all in one place. So Lindsay says she'll be at the class. So great, Lindsay. We'll look forward to seeing you there. So, okay. Do we have any other questions about using Silhouette Studio, or any questions in general that you might have about the classes? I know that there were, I will say, yesterday's email that went out on day one, there was a mistake in the link to Brenda's class. It was incorrect, and it went to Kelly's class. Now, most of you figured it out from the schedule page and you were able to access Brenda's class, but some people did not. And there was no way I could correct the link once the email had been sent out. So I have left Brenda's class up for today a little bit longer. It's the only one. The rest are no longer available for that 24 hours. But I did leave Brenda's up a little bit longer because it was my mistake.
I'll have to go on the Facebook group and let everyone know if they missed it, they can jump back on and see it.
Yeah. Today only, though.
I did want to mention one more thing, one more perk to having the business edition, because I don't know if even a lot of Silhouette users know this, but if you are a collector of Silhouette machines like I am, you can actually run more than one machine at a time when using business edition. So that's just one more awesome reason to get the business edition, especially if you are a collector of the machines.
Right. And you can run, if I'm not mistaken, you can run both a Curio and a Cameo, correct?
Yes, I have. Okay. At one time, I just did it to try this out because I am not very good at multitasking. The older I get, the more that goes out the window. But at one time, I did run the Curio 2, the Cameo 5, and the Portrait 4 all at the same time. And
wow.
I just did it to do it because I could, but it was nerve-wracking, but it was fun. So if you do a lot of,
what you were doing?
I'm sorry.
Do you know what you were doing?
I was creating, I want to say it was a card that had several different colors of cardstock to be cut out at the same time. So okay. It was like a layered SVG type thing. And I just slapped a color on each machine and had them all going.
Great, great. And so if you have multiple machines, you can do that. So, you know, but now you can't do other machines with it, only Silhouette. So, yeah. And Lindsay says that she agrees Business Edition has a lot more features. So, okay, any questions about this before we move on? I can't seem to figure out how to bring up Silhouette Studio, so I'm just going to let it go for now, but I'll figure it out. There's a way. Because I will tell you that this live thing is a little new for me, and but I think people like it. I think because you can have interaction. You can talk, you can get quick responses, and you get to see a person live. So my plan is to do a lot more of these lives, and I want to do some tutorials on creating in the software and projects that I'm making right here on YouTube Lives. So I want you to go ahead and subscribe, and then that way you will get notifications when I go live. Thank you, Sharon. I never have any problems talking, but sometimes it's dealing with the, excuse me, the technology while I'm talking, because, you know, switching in and out the comments and the different presenters and all of that thing. So, and yes, Kathy's absolutely right. Excuse me. With the chat, you get ideas from different people. Excuse me. So that way you have instant feedback, and you get a lot of feedback from other people that you may not thought of. So anyway, I'm going to do more of these. So make sure you're subscribed so that when I do, give me a few days to recover from the summit. But when I do, you'll get notifications that I'm going live. So, okay. Any other questions? Hi, Carrie. It's fine that you're late. We're doing the best we can. So, okay. So another thing that Brenda and I discussed that we wanted to talk about today is your favorite crafting tool. And I know we all have some, or maybe I should say tools, plural. But Brenda, why don't you share with us what you, okay, I just have to throw this in here. Thank you, Loretta. It was amazing. Last night, the Cubs won 6-0 over the Brewers. I was up till midnight watching that game. I am a huge Chicago Cubs fan, and they are in the playoffs, and they lost the first 2 games to the Brewers miserably, and then they came back to Chicago at Wrigley Field, and they won big. So now we're down to game 5. It is the best 3 out of 5, and they both won 2. So go Cubbies. We got to get a win tonight. It's tomorrow. It's not tonight. Yeah, thanks. So anyway, that's on a personal note. So yeah, I know, Joyce. Isn't it an amazing deal? I love it. So
you were going to be so happy with it.
Yeah. So okay, Brenda, do you want to share your tools?
Okay, this is my favorite tool set, and this is the biggest piece of advice I actually have for beginners is start with a good basic set. Your scraper, your pin pen, and your pointed tweezers. When you are starting out, these are all you need. Don't go out and buy a million fancy gadgets. Good scraper, pin pen, and pointed tweezers. And this set is from Tech Wrap, and it has the larger scraper.
That's nice.
I use this little ruler on here all of the time. It's relatively inexpensive, but really good quality. And that is my MVP for today. As far as starting out, I mean, of course, when you figure out exactly what route you're going to go, whether you favor making garments, t-shirts, tote bags, that type of thing, or if you're making glassware all the time, then you expand your tool set to help you with what you're doing. But absolutely don't go cheap on your weeding tools and your scraper to begin with. Get a good set in the beginning. That Tech Wrap set is my favorite, and I've tried, I think, all of them throughout the years, but those are my absolute favorite.
Brenda, maybe after the live, you can share the link for that in the comments section.
Absolutely will.
Yeah. Okay. So Carrie said she jumped into business. Let's see what she says here. About a year ago, got a good deal, and she's still trying to learn. So if you are not a member, let me just do a little shameless plug here of the Silhouette, All Things Silhouette Club. Even if you don't own a silhouette, you can join. Part of my VIP bonus for the summit is a month free to the All Things Silhouette Club. And so you can go in there. I do at least 3 projects every month, usually 3. And I've been doing this for going on 5 years. So we have over 150 projects in there. And they're all available to you as long as you remain a member. So you have a month free if you have a VIP pass in order to check it out. And like I said, with Silhouette Studio Business Edition, you can make a design. I show you a lot about working with Silhouette Studio and designing. So, okay, that's it. I'm just going to tell you that. So Mimi said she didn't know she needed a pen until she tried it. Why don't you tell Brenda a little bit about what you use it for?
Now, the pin pen I usually use for adhesive vinyl, and I found that the pointed tweezers work better on HTV. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience or not, but usually the pin pen is on the adhesive vinyl, and usually for the smaller details. I always pick up my pointed tweezers first. I don't know why, but the smaller details on the adhesive vinyl seem to do much better with the pin pen for sure.
He says little tiny pieces there.
Yes, I know a lot of people really like the weeding hooks, and they just don't feel right to me.
Well, you know what happened to me is because we live in Florida, we have tile floors, and I dropped that hook on my tile floor, and inevitably it bends the point of it, the hook. And once that happens, it's useless. You just can't even use it anymore. So yeah, it's just, so the pin is good. Of course, it's better if you just don't drop any of them,
Right.
but yeah. And so everybody's saying they love it for little pieces. Now, Lindsay says that the larger scraper helps her put vinyl on tumblers. So yeah, I guess you can turn it longwise, and so that would make it easier. So,
And also, the felt tip on this one is perfect for putting down laminate on your stickers. If you use the,
sharp side.
yes, thank you.
Yep, I understand.
You tend to scratch your laminate. With the felt, you can lay down your laminate without any bubbles in it, and that's perfect. And it's not going to scratch your holographic vinyls and all of that too. So having the double-sided is an extra bonus.
And I use that felt side on my squeegee to just after I've removed or after I've laid down and removed the transfer tape, I like to go over my adhesive vinyl again. And if you use the sharp side of the squeegee, you can, if your vinyl's not down all the way, you can lift up the edge and pull it up with that sharp side. If you use the felt side, it will secure it down, but it won't pick up the edge. So that's just the reason that I like to use it. So
Yeah, I've written quite a few letters using the sharper side, and it lifts up and it crinkles the vinyl, and yeah, that can turn into a whole mess.
Yeah. So Lori's just given a shout out here about the Silhouette Club. Thank you, Lori. And no, AI is artificial intelligence, not Adobe Illustrator. So, but that's an easy mistake. That makes sense. It seems like it could be that. So,
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
So, Mimi had a question.
What AI are you using most now?
You mean what's the flavor of the week? There are new ones popping up, it seems like every day. And even the ones that have been out a while evolve. And so there are a few that have free trials, and I talk about this in the video. But I have a lot of them. I can't say I have all because there's probably hundreds. But I use Midjourney, Adobe Firefly, Design Bundles has one, Creative Fabrica has one. There's one in Canva. So if you already have a Canva account, that's a great place to start with artificial intelligence, because you have not a ton, but you have quite a few generations. That means attempts to get what you want in Canva, even if you're running the free account. If you have the pro account, you get a lot more reiterations. So then kind of a couple new ones that I've discovered recently and I use in my video tomorrow are Sora and Ideogram. And you just have to decide which one works best for you. They don't all have free trials. Some have free trials. And there are a couple of free ones. I think Microsoft has a free one out there. So, if you want to just scratch the surface and see if it's something you like, then you can try some of those free ones or the free trials. So the Sora is a new one, and it's part of Chat GPT. Somehow it's all connected. So that's kind of my new one, because you can ask Chat GPT to write your prompt. So you say, I want a reindeer flat SVG vector type image for a Christmas card, and you say, please write a prompt for this for Sora, and it will give you the prompt that Sora best responds to. So that's kind of
amazing.
Yeah, it is. You can also ask ChatGPT for others. You can say, I need a prompt for Canva, and it tailors it. So Yeah, the prompt writing is the whole key. So, but I didn't mean to get off on the AI, but you can watch the video tomorrow and see if it's something you're interested in. So Mimi asked, what do people use to see weeding lines? The cinnamon and powder don't work well. And so I agree. I can't imagine, that sounds really messy to me. But Sharon says she uses a light pad, and that's what I do. I have what's called a Caterpillar, but there's all kinds out there, light pad, and that's what I use to see those weeding lines. And just a really good light too helps. Brenda, do you have any tips and tricks on that?
My eyes are bad. So I have a hard time regardless. I do use a light pad. And I've also found that the lighted weeding tools help as well. There's a set on Amazon. I think there's the lighted pen and the lighted hook that comes in a little set, and they did help. I think at one time I saw you had them listed, and I went ahead and bought them from your link.
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, let me pull that up and show you. They do help. Let me see if I can bring that up.
And I think really it's just finding the right combination that works for you. You know, everybody's lighting in their crafting area is different. And lighting really is the key. So you have to find a combination of lamps and lighted tools and light pads and kind of mix and match, I think sometimes. But the older we get, the harder it gets to see those things.
It is. So there are a lot of lighted weeding tools. I'll again put the link in the comments for the one that I like and use. I do have an Amazon store, and I'll put the link for that so that you can find that if that's something that you're interested in. So, okay, so I'm going to show you my all-time favorite crafting tool. This is a glue press. I don't know if any of you have this, but as we get older, as Brenda said, I always say that's my favorite phrase that you hear from doctors. If you go in and complain about something, they'll say, as we age, and they're about 29, the doctors are. So anyway, I have some arthritis in my hands. And so squeezing a glue bottle can be really hard for me. Plus, I want a little tiny thin line. I don't want a big blob of glue. My camera keeps autofocusing. Let me see if I can make it stop doing that. So I don't want a big blob. So I don't even know how, but I discovered this glue press. And it has, and you probably won't be able to see it, but it has the finest little tip. And you don't have to take it on or off. Some of them you have to change the tips out, but not this one. And oh my gosh, I can't see. I have trouble with my hands. So you probably can't see it. Let me try it so you can see it. I put it up to the camera, but it has the skinniest little tiny tip. And so you get a nice thin line of glue, and you use it. I put it on something here to see if you can see that. You just squeeze the trigger, and you can hold down the trigger and do it again. You probably can't see it, but you can hold down the trigger and get a continuous line, or you can squeeze and release and get just a drop. And I love it. I absolutely love it. The other thing that I think is super cool, when I've used other glue bottles, and like I've been working on a card or a project and you need a lot of glue, you have to put the lid back on. You have to use it and put the lid back on. And if they have a little, what do you call it? Stopper or pin to go in it, then you have to take the time to stick that back in there. This is a base that comes with this glue press. And again, you may not be able to see it, but there is a little, how can I make this work? A little red silicone pad in the bottom of this base. So when you are working and you don't have to put the lid back on, you can set this down and it keeps those clogs and clumps from forming. It basically seals the tip while it's in this base like this. And I just leave it sitting there. I can work with it and then put it back in. It comes with a bottle of glue. I don't know what brand, it's their brand, whatever it is, but it also comes with an empty glue bottle. So if you have another brand of glue that you like, and I really like Barely Art glue, you can fill the empty one and refill it and put it in the glue press. I love this thing. Mimi says yesterday the doctor said that at your age, like I said, and they're always about 29 years old. So yeah. So we've got several people saying they like this and they're interested in it. So again, I will put this link in the comments. But this has, and then in the lid, I know you can't see this, there is a little pin. So when you're putting it away and you're done with it on your project, and there's, oh, look at that, I did it. No, I didn't. You put that pin into that little tip and it won't be clogged up the next time you use it. I don't know how I found this. Maybe I watched somebody else do it. Probably that's what happened. But I love it. It is my absolute favorite crafting tool. And I love doing paper projects and cards and cardstock. And I just think it's amazing. So that's
all right. Well, that's going in my cart as soon as we get off here. So make sure you drop that link.
I will. I'll put the link in the comments. It's kind of hard to find, and often it's out of stock. So if you find it, you want to grab it. So yeah.
Well, just message that link to me before you pin it in the comments. Okay.
I will do that. I will do that. Yeah. Carrie says that cardstock is her first love. It is a lot of fun. I really enjoy it too. So
I've been actually spending a lot of time designing some interactive cards and using a lot of glue. So
yeah,
I need that.
It's good. And the glue that comes with it is good glue. It's not that I dislike it. It's just that I have a lot of glue. So I like having that empty bottle. When this one is gone, you can fill it up. And again, you just put this, I don't have to stop it up every time I'm working. I can just put it in the base and let it sit there while I'm working. Some genius crafter invented this because she was frustrated with her glue clogging up and not being thin lines. So Carrie said she's making paper flowers. So
with all of the craftiness and all of the things over in this part of town, you would think that I would be able to glue. I must have failed kindergarten at some point, because just gluing, I make a horrible mess, but that sounds like it might solve the problem.
It will certainly help. That's for sure.
The cut and paste thing has never been my thing. I love it, but I make a mess every time. Every time.
This is a really good tool. You'll really like it. So, all right. How about you? Do you guys have a favorite tool that you like, that you would like to recommend to other people, and something that you just couldn't live without in your projects? So while we're waiting on that, Mimi also says she would like a class next year on color theory, how to choose colors for your projects. So I think that's a really good suggestion, and I will write that in my planner for next year. So
I love that idea.
Yeah, I do too. It's a challenge. It can be a challenge. So, okay. No other favorite tools. Oh, Pamela said she is waiting for her glue press to be delivered today.
Well,
so,
she's on it, isn't she?
Yeah.
I do want to say, I know I said first and foremost, get your weeding set until you decide which direction you're going to go. And the next thing that you want to add to your collection, decide depending on which route you want to go. If you're going, if you do a lot of tumblers or cups, you want to get the silicone cup cradle. And if you go more towards the garments, the t-shirts and whatnot, get yourself a set of good, the t-shirt rulers. They usually come in sizes from infant to like extra large. Those are a lifesaver. Both of those tools I use on a regular.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. So we've got a couple of suggestions. Mimi said she likes her little mini iron press. I agree. I like that too. And Carrie agreed with her. And Loretta said she likes a brayer. And I also love my brayer. We were talking about that, about squeegees, but I have this little brayer and I use it all the time to secure things to my mat. Now I use my electrostatic mat anytime I can, but there's some things that can't go on the electrostatic mat. I cut a lot of fabric and you can't use the rotary blade on the electrostatic mat. So I think the brayer is really important to secure things to your mat.
Especially when the mat has lost a little bit of its stickiness and you're trying to get those last few cuts out of it.
Exactly. That masking tape. So, and Corey says, of course, her cutting mat and her cutting machine and mat. That's the same. And along with that, I would add my other favorite is the electrostatic mat on the Cameo 5. If you haven't seen that in action, you need to check it out. It's amazing. So
now, see,
Loretta said she printed her own t-shirt. No, you go ahead.
I was just saying that I also have to get the ES mat for the Cameo. When I bought originally I bought the Curio 2 and the Cameo 5 together. Like as soon as they came out, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I bought both of them together. And I thought, I'm not going to buy the ES mat for the Cameo 5 because I have the technology on the Curio 2.
Right.
And I love the Curio 2, but it's a lot of work to take the Cameo 5 off of my work area and get it set somewhere safe and pull out the Curio 2. So I hate to say it, but my Curio 2 is somewhat neglected, but I would still love the ES technology. So I think I'm going to have to break down and get that too.
Yeah. I've heard they're out of stock right now. I haven't checked, but that's what I heard. So you'll have to check.
They probably are with the release of the new machine, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So we've got several other tools. Loretta said she printed her t-shirt rulers on heavy cardstock. That's a great idea. If you have that capability. Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. And Mimi's got a little desk vacuum. Oh, that's a good idea. Especially if you're using an electrostatic mat because nothing sticks to your mat. It's not like a sticky mat. And so when you're doing little things of cardstock, you end up with a little confetti everywhere. So that would be a great one. And Craft Pro Pick Tool. Joyce, is that like, do you have one of those, Brenda? What is that like?
I don't.
What is that like?
Is that for like rhinestones?
Or a weeding hook? What is that? I don't, if you want to fill us in there, Joyce. So while I'm waiting on Joyce, Lori said she likes a magic mat for her big shot, magnetic, and no tape is needed for paper projects with dye. You mean with metal dyes, right, Lori? Is that what you're referring to? Yeah. So we all have a lot of machines that we do different things with. So maybe Joyce will be able to jump in here and let us know what she's referring to. But okay, yes, Lori says yes. That's what she's talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for metal dyes. So, all right, everyone. I think that's gonna be it. I just want to, well, in case we'll hop back over if Joyce responds, but I do want to remind you, let me pull it up here. I want to remind you to enter the giveaways. We have a lot of amazing giveaways. I think I got the right tab. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. Here's the giveaways right here. And there is a link in your email today to the giveaways. We have our amazing sponsors here, and they have been extremely generous. Silhouette America has offered us a lot. There's a Cameo 5 Alpha, a Crochet, the new heat press, a Curio 2 silhouette portrait, and design store download cards. So you want to be sure that you enter these giveaways. Caesar has also been extremely generous with 6. This is a Juliet cutter. And then there is, let me just show you on their page. Oops, it's okay. All right, it's not going to let me show it. Sorry. All right. I know it's not private, but anyway, there's a Leonardo Design Studio and a lot of Caesar products. Creative Fabrica has that's for everyone. And this one also comes with a Creative Fabrica bundle. 12 by 12 cardstock, which is my favorite cardstock, has a giveaway here, a $40 gift card to their shop online. Erin has a $100 gift card to her online store, which she has some really great things. Christy has given us a silhouette guide to heat foiling. I have a crafting with AI course that I am giving away free, artist pre-paint, and a screen printing kit. So all that's to say, you want to definitely make sure you enter those giveaways. So okay, Mimi has an answer. Pick tool has wax on one end and pokey on the other end. Yep. So that would be what you would use for your rhinestones. Yep. So that's good to know. So, all right. And one last thing, if you run out of time and you cannot watch all of the videos in the time allotment, we do have the all access upgrade pass. And again, I'm just going to show that to you real quick. Or even if you already have purchased it, I want you to just give you a little overview of how it works. This is the dashboard page for the All Access Pass. And over here on the left, we have an accordion file. It has a link to the giveaway page, a link to the Facebook group. Then we have all of the presentations here and all of the bonuses here. So there are a lot of bonuses. Let me go back real quick. There are a lot of bonuses. Also, you can click up here and get presentations or bonuses. So when you click here, these are the bonuses. Leonardo Studio, a masterclass in from Heat Press Nation on sublimation, and this is the wrong graphic. I need to correct that. And a heat press masterclass. That's a $200 value. You've got a lot of different SVG files, a month free in the All Things Silhouette Club, some other lots of files people have given away. So, but there are some great bonuses, and there's some workshops. There's a holiday tag class from Michelle of 12 by 12 cardstock. Like, how cute are these, right? So yeah, you want to, that's all of the things that you get when you have the VIP pass. And then, like I said, all the presentations are here as well. So just think about that if you run out of time and are not able to watch all the classes, or even if you are and you want to be able to go back to them. So okay, do we have any other questions? Any other ideas about tools? So Loretta said she does enjoy the live chat. She doesn't have a silhouette. And that, yeah, that's great. You guys can craft together. And we can do a lot of things that aren't super specific to silhouette. I mean, yeah, I lean heavily in that direction, but we can do a lot of things that are not super specific to silhouette. So yeah, that's great.
With these interactive cards that I'm making the templates in Silhouette Studio, but I'm also going to be offering them with a downloadable PDF file so they can be printed and you can cut them out by hand. So even if you don't have a Silhouette machine, there's value in these groups and these videos and all of that. You know, you can make a whole whatever through just printing it and cutting it out. You don't really need the machine. It helps, but you don't have to have it.
And then thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yes, go watch Brenda's class from yesterday if you weren't able to access it. And remind me, I have to put a link for the glue press. Was there something else? Oh, the weeding tools at my Amazon shop. I think that I've already got the link in there in the description of the live for the software upgrade.
And I'll run through and put the link to the tech wrap set.
Oh, yeah. That's what it was. Okay, so we'll put all those links up. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoy the rest of your classes today, and we'll see you in the Facebook group. Post your pictures of what you're making. So bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.